The Evening Show on BBC Radio Wales.
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all till there was you. And there was music and wonderful roses, they tell me, in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you. Then there was music and wonderful roses, they tell me, in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you. No, I never heard it at all till there was you.
It's the Evening Show on BBC Radio Wales with me, Alan Thompson. That is a tremendous version of a legendary song. The Beatles did that, called Till There Was You, but that's not the Beatles. This version is by my special guest on the programme tonight, talking about his brand new album, which is called Hope, which is released on the 18th of March. He's also going out on the road. It's a joy to welcome to the Evening Show. It's Marti Pellow. Good evening to you, Marti.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey.
That's a great introduction there.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Was it all right? It was all
Oh,
there,
you done
wasn't
well.
it?
The boy done well. You've done well. Done well.
It's great to have you on BBC Radio Wales once again. We've spoken before. Hey, tell me about the version of Till There Was You that we just heard there. That's from the album Hope. So, so what's the deal here?
Well, you know, about 10 years ago I started to do, I moved in doing shows, musical theatre. You know, I started off doing Chicago, and that was kind of gave me the bug. And I've done a few musicals over the last 10 years, and, you know, I'd meet people at the backstage door and on my travels, and they would say, "You ever going to make a record that we get to hear you singing some songs from other shows or musical theatre in general?" And it was something that I wanted to do, and so I eventually got a wee window of time and went in and made this record of my kind of take on some of the songs from my favourite musicals or musicals that I wasn't too familiar with, but was just kind of switched on to the songs in them.
Yeah, and how did you select the 16 tracks that are on the album? Because I guess there could have been 1,600 you could have chosen.
Oh, easy. Between me and my friend Bill Kenwright, who I do a lot of work for, I've done a few shows for now, and we wanted to make this record and to sell. Well, I wanted to make it, and I thought maybe we could sell it in the foyer when I'm doing Blood Brothers or something like that. Something you can buy here. There you go. And I made the record, and he said, "No, Marty, you've got to let this, make it more available to the public." And so between the two of us, we kind of, to and fro, what about this song here? And this is a great song. I'd love to hear you singing that song. I don't know that song, but I'll have a listen and tell me what you think. And, we kind of, over the space of a few weeks, we whittled it down to these 16.
So it's a mixture of well-known songs and perhaps slightly more obscure stuff.
Yeah, and some and my take on it. Some of the songs people might be familiar with females singing them, but for instance, but the lyrics also work in the context of a man singing it.
Yeah, and how do you approach a song like the one we just heard there, "Till There Was You," which is a very famous song, of course. The Beatles did a version of that. How do you approach a song that's so synonymous with other artists and put your own take on it?
Well, I think that's exactly what you did. You answered the question in itself, was put your own take on it. I mean, so the way I kind of approached it would always be, what's the best way of putting it? Quite Americanised in the way that I've approached some of the chords sequences and the chords I've used. It's a wee bit kind of bluesy at sometimes, and a wee bit kind of jazz inflections in it. Yeah. So I kind of draw from what's familiar with my world and try and put it into a pot with a musical theatre lyric on top, if you get my drift. It was still had to be accessible to people enjoying me as an entertainer rather than the full-blown versions of musical theatre, which I sometimes think can be a bit hard work.
Of course.
With these over-bloated arrangements that you miss the sentiment, or what's he saying? And this is all about the lyric and the vocal.
Yeah. You mentioned Bill Kenwright. He's a big impresario. Didn't he used to be in Coronation Street?
Bill spent a wee bit of time in there, aye. And also, I think he showed up in a couple of episodes of the Liverbirds too and stuff like that. He's a good man. He's been a great champion of Marti Pellow. He really has, and I love working for Bill, and both of us are music daft.
Yeah.
And he's got such a great knowledge of musical theatre, but most importantly, kind of just music. Music in general. He's a great ear for music. And, a top bloke.
Isn't he something to do with Everton football chairman or something?
Yes, like indeed he is as well. Man, he has a great love of football, and for the Black Watch boys, the Evertons, boys in blue,
the Toffees.
The Toffees, aye.
The album is called Hope. Is there any particular reason why it's called Hope? I'm curious about the title.
Well, it's an interesting story. It's a kind of when I first met Bill's mum. And she was introduced to me, and her name was Hope. And Hope Kenwright, and fascinating lady. Unfortunately, she passed away last year, and she was a good age, and she was a very inspiring lady. And I wanted to dedicate the title of the album to Bill's mammy, and because these were songs that she liked too, and he liked, and I'm a bit of a mammy's boy myself, and it's fair to say that I love what the word represents. Hope's a multifaceted diamond word, and it's something that we all have at parts of our life. And I knew I was going to meet somebody special anyway. The clue was in her name, so
it's a nice gesture.
It was, I'm sure he's touched with it.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Yeah, and hope is crucial. You lose hope, you've had it.
Bingo. And you hit that, and that's what I want to incorporate into my show as well.
Yeah. Let's have another track from the album. We started with Till There Was You. I'll let you pick the next song, actually, since it's your album. What do you fancy spinning?
Hey, let's Send in the Clowns.
OK. Let's listen to that from Marty's excellent new album, Hope, and we'll have more chat with Marti Pellow right after this.
are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in midair, send in the clowns. Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps staring around, one who can't move. Where are the clowns? Send in the clowns. Just when I stopped opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair, sure of my lines. No one is there. Don't you love a farce? My fault, I fear. I thought that you want what I want. Sorry, my dear. But where are the clowns? Quick, send in the clowns. Don't bother, they're here. Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. And where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, maybe next
It's the evening show on BBC Radio Wales and me, Alan Thompson. Marti Pellow is my special guest on the programme tonight, talking about his excellent new album, which comes out on the 18th of March, called Hope. He's going out on the road as well, and that was his version of Send in the Clowns. Again, another very famous tune, but you put your own take on it.
Yeah, you know, Sondheim is a phenomenal writer, and I always loved that because I was curious of the lyric, and apparently, the Send in the Clowns comes from the analogy of the song's basically about a dysfunctional couple who have to go their separate ways, and it's kind of messy. No one's to blame. Yeah. But what he did is he took the sentiment of Send in the Clowns, which comes from the circus days of when the big top, if anything happened or if somebody fall off a trapeze or something was going wrong, the ringmaster would always shout, "Send in the clowns."
Oh, really?
And that's where he got the sentiment for that lyric, and things will be better.
Yeah. Again, the hope theme, right?
Yeah, and so that play with words is always great to sing Sondheim. He's such a great wordsmith and a wonderful songwriter, and it's good for me also did another song called Finishing the Hat from Sunday in the Park with George, which is just a great shape of a song. And, you know,
and singing these songs, Marty, obviously the lyrics are incredibly important. They're not always important in music or songs, but they certainly are in musical theatre songs.
Yes.
They're very emotional. Does that affect you personally when you sing this stuff?
I think you have to invest a piece of yourself into. I've always done that as a singer and as a singer-songwriter. You must invest a piece of yourself into these songs so that other people can tap into that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not coming from a place or you're lying, then it won't have staying power or resonance with other people. It won't ping. I think when people see vulnerability in a song and in a voice and it's coloured in that way, it becomes real to them. And that's the type of record this is.
And could you have made this record? You're in your mid to late 40s now?
Yes.
Could you have made this record 20-odd years ago, do you think?
I would have been doing a lot of lying.
Yeah.
But I would have had a crack at it, but that's youth and arrogance. I think I think it sits better on my shoulders at this time in my life, you know, because I have a more understanding of the sentiments of some of the songs and a greater understanding of where they were coming musically.
And do you think that, I mean, was this something you always wanted to move into? Was this area of entertainment, the sort of musical theatre direction?
No, it kind of was a big surprise to me, somewhat of a revelation. But you know, I'm glad I did get I'm glad and still do have the chance to experience it. You know, because as a singer-songwriter, you know, to get to go and put on other people's coats when it never ceases to amaze me, especially when you're dealing with people like Sondheim or, you know, Bernstein. I mean, these songwriters were the best of the late and early 20th century in that genre of musical theatre. So from that point of view, it's great to go in and swim in.
And is it a completely different world that you've been occupying lately, where you're touring in Blood Brothers, Chicago, etc., to when you're touring and playing huge places with Wet, Wet, Wet as a rock star?
Well, I think it's a different, you know, it's a different side of your of you as an artist. You know, it's different strokes for different folks. You know, you go to your toolkit and you say, right, this is what I need for tonight's show. You know, and I think that's something that I've been learning over the last decade when it comes to musical theatre. You know, it's a different discipline. Yeah. It's something I enjoy. I enjoy being part of an ensemble. You know. Yeah.
You've been famous now for 25, maybe 26 years. 1987 was when Wet, Wet, Wet broke onto the scene, so that's more than half your life.
Wow.
Is this something you ever get used to?
Well, I think it's something that, you know, you have dreams about and aspirations to be, you know, to be successful in whatever vocation of life that you're blessed to have. And when it's music, you know, it's an art form and you love it for what it is, you know, and it never ceases to amaze me that, you know, that I'm still getting away with it 25 years down the line.
And when you see old footage, which you must do occasionally on Top of the Pops tour or whatever, of you and your mates as a kid in 1987 on, you know, singing those songs, is that like looking at somebody else?
No way, man! I love that. You know, I love going you know, and seeing the dodgy haircuts and the clothes you lap. You know, that's fantastic. Most people get to share their bad hair days, and the picture goes in the drawer. Whereas with me, I get to share it with the nation.
It's there forever.
You'd better believe it.
Yeah,
it's an endless source of amusement.
And when that happened for you, we had Graham on the programme last year in session.
Aye.
What a nice guy he is. What a friendly chap.
He's a good egg.
I was chatting to him about the same kind of thing, that when that happened to you, 4 guys from Glasgow, and all of a sudden you became one of the biggest bands in the world, that's a fantastic thing, but was that quite difficult to deal with at the same time?
Well, only because you're changing the goalposts, you know, but you're always reassessing yourself, because suddenly you come from being like a beer drinker to a champagne income, and other people treating you different because you're suddenly the person on the TV or the front cover of the magazine. So you're dealing with the dynamics of that. So what was your normal way of life suddenly becomes a little bit distant. So it's forever morphing. And if you try and fight that, it can become extremely difficult. Or you can just roll with it.
Yeah.
And just be cool and be, you know, if that's what people see in you and consider you to be famous and so on and so forth, then that's good. But I mean, fame is it's a funny mistress, you know, it's a funny mistress, and it shouldn't be what defines you.
And so many people want it, don't they? And yet, when I interview people who've had that, they nearly always say it's not what you think when you get it.
Well, I mean, you got to watch what you wish for, because you get it, and if it ain't what you imagine it to be, then get your head round it and make it work for you, or else it can be a lonely existence.
I bet. And Wet, 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 are they on hold at the moment, or is it done and dusted?
No, I know. I'd love to go back out and sing with Wet, Wet, Wet. I'd love to do some more writing with them, just for the point of view to see where we were at as songwriters as we head into our, this chapter of our life, So I've got a little bit of unfinished business with them guys,
Yeah, you should do, because there's apart from the fact that you were this huge pop band, and perhaps the image maybe sometimes overshadowed the fact, I always thought, genuinely, that you wrote some incredibly good pop songs.
Oh, but
good writers.
Great writers, with great pop sensibility, and I think we never took ourselves seriously, we really didn't. But when we were writing songs and arranging and producing these songs, there was a great passion and an honesty that went into our music. Now, you either like that or dislike it, but from us, it was all about that. When we write songs, we never set out to write a number 27 or a number 25. It was like, come on, let's write a record that people will dream about.
Yeah, Temptation's still my favourite. That was a tremendous tune. I
simple
love that.
song, man. Yeah, simple songs, uncomplicated. What, the swearing version or the non-swearing version?
I can't play the swearing version. Oh, that has caught me out a couple of times on the wireless. So I have to check it first.
You got to watch that.
You saucy monkeys.
Well, when you're caught up in the pocket of a song and the spirit, and the spirit of it, sometimes, it's colourful language can come.
Yeah, but your biggest hit, I guess, was Love Is All Around. Reg Presley passed away a couple of weeks ago.
Indeed he did, man. A very sad day, What a fantastic man.
Yeah,
and a great songwriter, but and a real individual, and a very, once again, a humble man who had phenomenal success throughout his career, and wrote some top tunes, and people from Sting to REM, huge fans of that man's writing. And when I played him a version of Love Is All Around, we were in Glasgow, and he came up and he was hanging out with us, and said, let's hear the version live, and he said, you know what, you've done a great job with our song.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's good. That's kind of cool. He was bonkers, but he was bonkers in a good way, and a lovely man, and an intelligent and gentle soul.
That's nice. You're going out on the road. You're not coming to Wales.
Hey, you know what?
What's going
that
on
all
there?
about? What is that all about? I'm not happy with that. That maybe not in this tour, but I'm coming back to haunt you whether you like it or not. Wales will not get rid of our Marty that easy.
Because they love you here, Marti Pellow.
I've always done great there, man. I love it. I was there a couple of months ago doing War of the Worlds in Cardiff, and I had a blast, Well,
it's great to have you on the programme. The album is terrific, and it comes out on the 18th of March.
Much.
We'll play another track from it now. I interviewed you on Radio Wales about 3 or 4 years ago. I was thinking about this morning. You told me a story, and I can't remember it, but I remember it being very funny. I don't know if you remember this, about a guy that you knew who used to do a party trick to do with a spider. Do you remember? Does that ring a bell with you?
Oh, aye. He loved eating spiders, aye. And he could actually digest a spider and keep it there for like 10 minutes, and then he would go up to ladies, open his mouth, and then that spider would crawl back out. What a guy. Great days.
That was it.
That was it, aye, Big Jack.
See, you've never forgotten those early days, have you? You're musical theatre now, but you can still relate to Big Jack and his spider story.
You know what I mean? Well, he's dead now. Oh. No, he's not. But he was always hungry.
Oh, that's quite a party trick, isn't it?
It
was
indeed,
still alive when he brought it back up.
Do you know what? I don't know where he kept it, man. He must have kept it in his gullet. But the idea of a wee spider just cutting about there, it was just quite bizarre.
Obviously, don't try that at home, kids.
Oh, no.
Marti, it's great to speak to you. Website address, I guess, is just martipellow.com.
Marti Pellow official.co.uk. Somebody else owns my name. What's that all about?
There's only one Marti Pellow who's the proud chance. Let's have another track. We've had Till There Was You, and we've had Send In The Clowns. What do you fancy finishing from the new album?
Hey, why don't I know it's a long track, but why don't you play a wee bit of Wild Mountain Time? Just 'cause it's Celtic and Scottish in Wales. Come on. Oh, the summer time is coming, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme all around the blooming heather
together to pull wild mountain thyme from around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie? I will build my love a bar near yon pure crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the flowers of the mountain. Will you go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull wild mountain thyme from around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? If my true love, she were gone, I will surely find no other where the wild mountain thyme all around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie? So pull wild mountain thyme from around the bloomin' heather. Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go, lassie, go? Will you go?